AAA games lately have been hyped even before anyone knew what the fuck it was all about, and if that's not obvious, that's not really a good thing, considering the fact that it might raise false expectations. The video game industry has been filled with disappointments lately, overhyped games that could not live up to those expectations, because they were so damn high. Does Watch Dogs ring a bell? Of course it does! This game was presented as being the best and most complex sandbox ever at E3. Sadly, the game was shittier than its presentation. You can see that by reading its Steam reviews page, which is filled with negative ones. The game was running poorly, it looked bad, and Ubisoft was accused by locking away visual effects in order to make the console version look more like the PC version, or more accurately to make the PC version look like the console one. I don't know what to say about those accusations. I don't really know if they actually are accurate. Even if they were, even if they weren't, that's a little bit beside the point that I want to make right now. The point being that the marketing campaigns have become like a politician's speech. They only serve to get your hopes up just enough to give them your money. By the time you realize that the mistake that you made, they have bought a new yacht. It is bad. It never stops, but people don't seem to be that bothered by it. I mean, sure, they complain for like a month after they have bought it, but after that they are all hyped for the new Call of Duty or other big franchise 2014 edition. Why do we actually need a new version of the game every year? We don't actually need it. I think it's more of a psychological thing. You are the cool kid only if you have the latest games. I also think this kind of attitude is encouraged by the elites that form around certain things like Xbox fanboys, PlayStation fanboys, and Glorious PC Gaming Master Race. Those factions, if I can call them that way, make fun of the other factions and they mock them for not being as cool as they are. Everyone is encouraged to buy the latest shit in order to feel accepted and good about themselves. Pre-order now, 10% discount, unique skins, unique items. I pre-ordered Titanfall, it's going to be sick. Oh man, that's so cool, I wish I had the money. Allow me to quote Chuck Palahniuk's book Fight Club for this one. You buy furniture, you tell yourself this is the last sofa I will ever need in my life. Buy the sofa, then for a couple of years you're satisfied that no matter what goes wrong, at least you've got your sofa issue handled. Then the right set of dishes, then the perfect bed, then the drapes, then the rug. Then you're trapped in your lovely nest and the things that you used to own, now they own you. I might have sounded a little bit dramatic. I don't say that it is that exaggerated. I just want to quote books in order to show off like I'm an intellectual cunt. But I digress. Lately I haven't even heard of a new game that might interest me, except for maybe Bloodborne, which looked awesome. I saw some gameplay of it and I want to try it out, but I'm not overly excited about it. Probably because I don't own a PlayStation 4, and maybe because I don't really want to throw my money away on a thing that I might not actually like. Dark Souls 2, for example, was not that good and not that bad, but it was just easy, and not really in the Dark Souls 1 spirit of loneliness and dying world. I was glad it came out, I bought it, I played it, I enjoyed it, but I'm highly critical of things, which is one of the reasons I'm avoiding reviews. I don't want to make reviews just because of that. One of the bastions of creativity in video game industry were the indie games. The restrictions of those games made them simple yet complex with the materials at hand, which I think it's amazing. Those games are not marketed and it's really hard to tell if your indie game will be the new Limbo. Now the market is oversaturated by indie titles coming up so frequently that everyone is bored of them, mainly because they replicate other indie games that were popular before. This bandwagon attitude is killing the creativity and it's also making people lose interest in indie games. I, for one, am not really that willing to experiment with the new indie games anymore. Every new one seems like a copy of a copy of a copy, to quote Chuck Palahniuk's book once more, just because I can. Simulators that do nothing, saying that they are ironically bad. It's a shame that you had to pay $10 for the joke. It's like going to a comedian, paying him in order to tell you a joke, but instead he shits on the carpet and runs away with your money, saying that the joke was ironically bad. Perhaps I'm not really that good with analogies. I don't hate indie games, but original things tend to get rare these days, and this saddens me. Getting back on topic, indie games rocked up until the point where all the copycats came into the picture. I can't really say that I understand the mentality of those people. I would create the exact same shit and ask for money. The Flappy Birds, the simulators, the Bejeweled copy of simple games that were able to sell. They basically steal from the original developers. They steal ideas, they steal money. Maybe not that much money, but they don't deserve it. It's like me rewriting A Clockwork Orange with the same things and reselling it alongside Anthony Burgess' book. I bring up books all the time, don't I? The thing is that there might be some really good indies out there, but they are all obscured by all the zombie Tetrises and other shit like that. Indie games should not be like that. If you get through the trouble of making a game with such a small team, make an imaginative one, or at least don't shamelessly copy other games. I don't ask developers to reinvent the wheel with every new game. It would be weird to play so many different types of games. I just want to see some rays of originality, okay? A while back I talked about the little groups that form around certain games and about their elitism. Not long ago, a really big controversy happened, namely the hashtag Gamergate thing. With my basic understanding of a person who is not using Twitter all that much, this conflict started because people realized how corrupt the game journalists were. A dude was sleeping with a female game developer while he was giving out reviews of her games. Even if the reviews were sincere, I don't say that they were, but let's just suppose that for a second. Why would they hide the fact that they were dating? It seems to me like they wanted to keep this under a rug, so of course someone discovered this, and boy, give me my ocarina, because I'm going to play a song of shitstorms for this one. It was also discovered a Google Plus group or whatever, where game journalists gathered around to post what they have to say about a certain game. So the game journalists are corrupted too, just like many other people in the media. It's a good way to manipulate and make people believe what they should not. I personally absolutely hate the media in general. It's not the mind-controlling Illuminati bullshit. It's just the fact that they don't research the subjects in case. And they present some arguments like both sides have a point. It's not only that, but that bothers me the most. Let's just take the theory of evolution by example. Yes, I'm kind of going on a tangent, but deal with it. The theory of evolution was proven in so many instances, and it's happening every day of our lives. It's not something unreal, but still, the media presents the persons that say it's not real, the same that they present the persons that say it is. It's really confusing for a person that does not know anything or close to anything to the subject matter, so they choose to believe what they want to, even if it's wrong. It's not something subjective to pick and choose. It's fucking science. It's real no matter what your stupid feelings are. So I personally think the same applies with the video game media too. It's not that I don't believe anything that they say, but I take everything they say with a grain of salt, even regarding the hashtag Gamergate subject, because it was really hard to understand what the fuck was going on when everyone was throwing shit at each other like a bunch of angry chimpanzees. Oh yeah, and the feminists came into the picture, so here's the shitstorm, prepare your umbrellas. The feminists came into the picture showing their opinion everywhere. That would be fine if they did not try to kill you if you dare to argue with some of their claims. So it can be basically summed up by a giant 1000 player team deathmatch on a 16 player map. Nobody wins in that situation. I don't really want to argue with the feminists now, that's a video topic for another day. It will take way too long to do that now. Basically shit is going down pretty fast. The best we can do is stop financing the things that don't deserve our financial support. Bad games, both indie and AAA. I know games that have a few megabytes that have more value in them than most of the games that are coming out right now. I don't think my attitude is based on nostalgia, because I can't be nostalgic for the things that I have not played that much time ago. And when I say most of the games that came out recently are shit, I am not saying that just to bitch about it on the internet. There were good games not that long ago. 2011 had some of my favorite games: Portal 2, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Dark Souls, and Skyrim. Last year had some weak titles, and this one seems the same, in my opinion. The best title was Bioshock Infinite of the last year, in my opinion. I'm probably going to get shit for saying that. Probably from the Bioshock Infinite was not that good, Bioshock was better crowd, and The Last of Us rules the world, and whoever says otherwise deserves to be burned at the stake crowd. Fuck you, I like Bioshock Infinite, and in order to end this tangent and this video in general, allow me to quote Sigmund Freud. If two people always agree on everything, I can assure you one of them thinks for both. Thanks for watching, Sastiv out.
We'll be right back.